how these terrorism attacks happen in our countries. And we don't even get clear information about this because government cannot give anything. They'll be like, hey, we are investigating what is happening. So the question to ask ourselves is, why this terrorist attack happening from the very first place? What is behind these attacks? Because these attacks will never end. Will never end if Africa is not going to wake up and to say that, okay, we need to take care of ourselves. Terrorism, Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, whatever terrorist attack in Africa will never stop unless Africa say, okay, you know what? You guys get out of Africa, let us take care of this. If Africa one day will arise and say that, I'm telling you, that will be the end of these attacks because we'll take care of them. But we can never take care of them because these guys are not operating alone. So look at now, man, Niger. These guys, they allowed US to fly their drone, to operate in their airspace again because of the terrorism attack. They know where to hit. We're not going to have choice but to compile and to just say yes to everything. Terrorism in Africa will never stop if Africans are not going to stand by themselves alone to fight against terrorism. The attacks that are happening in Nigeria, the terrorism attacks, it ain't going to stop unless Africans say, okay, you know what? We need to clean our house by ourselves. That's why I'm against Russians in the continent. That's why I'm against, Chinese in the continent. That's why I'm against them. I'm against them because I feel like the safety of Africa is supposed to be brought by Africans. Africans are supposed to protect Africa. We are supposed to protect our continent. We are supposed to protect our houses. But when we ask somebody else to fight our terrorism attack that are happening here, we ain't doing anything because those attacks are not going to stop. Because we're going to need to ask them again to do it. Ask them again. The longer they stay here, the longer we lose everything. The longer our minerals are being taken away. The longer our people are being killed when they try to stand against it. But we leaders, we make the decision to give this stuff to them. Imagine in Africa today, even if the killings happen, we invite international investigators from the US, from anywhere to come to investigate our issues. Why do we want them to investigate what is happening in Africa? Can we not do that job? Don't we have smart Africans who can investigate what is happening in Africa and bring about solution in our continent? Why do we have to invite them to come to investigate in our country? Why do we have to collaborate with them to fight against terrorism that is happening in our country? Why? Ask yourself that. If you're an African and you love Africa, you need to think beyond what you just see. Some people believe that, you know what, we can never fight this by ourselves. We need their support. No, we don't need their support because the reason why we have terrorism in Africa is them. We don't need it. If we get rid of them, we'll get rid of the support that these guys are receiving from them. If we get rid of the support these guys that don't have weapons, they're not going to be able to fight. They're not going to be able to kill our people. So how can you solve terrorism issue? Kick them away. Cut their support. Go where the finance is and cut those finance channels. If you cut them, you're done with them.